this is going to be starting the glue up. Putting this down. Okay. Now you can see what I had to do. This has to stick, and it's impossible. So here we go. Now let's trap it. But I gotta put you down for that. I promise to share it though, as soon as I've got this thing in place. Like this. All right. Sadly, I need both hands to do this job, so I'm just gonna keep going. I'm gonna finish gluing up these flaps to the inside, and then I'm gonna cut down my shelves that are going in here and get those thicknesses glued up, and I'll probably just high speed for that. All right, with that done now, all I have to do in here is fill in. You can see the big gap now where obviously there's gonna be a lip. I'll have to fill that in on all four sides, and then I probably will fill in just that little bit, if you can see it, in the back and the middle as well. And then on the outside, I do want to do a second layer of cardboard, so I'm just going to use the box that the kayak came in and cut this down. It'll be a little shy, like in the corners and stuff, because this will be a tiny bit smaller, probably by about an inch overall, like a ½ inch on each side, due to thickness of the cardboard. And this was the box that was like in this box, so it definitely will fit. And this is pretty rigid too, so I think that's honestly going to work out nice to be the outside one, especially because I have stuff like this where it's just janky now and squishy, and this is a little shaky. I mean, this doesn't have to hold much. It's, again, cardboard cabinet, really just a means to an end to get us through an apartment until we get somewhere that's more permanent, so we know what real furniture we actually need to fit into our space. So I'm gonna just get everybody into some high speed and get with the gluing. What I'm doing is just using hot glue and wood glue again to just secure these down. I'm going as middle as I can with all of them from the edges, because like I said before, they're definitely going to be short of the edges on all sides. And that's just helping to keep things in check. So I'm just going to keep going and let you enjoy this high speed and some fabulous music. Even though this looked like it's separated a little bit, that's not a big deal. I am going to be decoupaging and taping and doing all that stuff with this. This is just to get it to stick. So even if a teeny bit of the hot glue sticks here, that's really all I need, because the Elmer's glue now will be the thing that seals it up for good. That wood glue just got so chunky. The entire outside layer of the inside of the bottle glue is fully dry, and I'm going to try to pull that out of there, but I have a feeling that's not happening. And if I want to use my wood glue, I'm just going to have to take the full top off and just dump it like I just did with the Elmers. But like I said before, moving on. So I'm going to save you all the heartache of watching this entire part because I end up cutting this out later, which you will actually see in the video in a little bit, but I didn't need this stabilizer for the shelf after all, and you'll see why also in a little bit. I just wanted you to see that I had done this so that you can see like what happens later and it all tell the story and blah, blah, blah. You know, whatever. Here we go. Here's the rest. I got all these corner blocks in. This is now super sturdy shelf, and there's 4 of them, the 2 in the front here and then 2 in the back on this side as well. This is the top up here, so everything will rest on this, and then I've got this central brace, which is just going to kind of like divide this in half. I'll clean up some of this excess glue and just like peel that off once it's dried and whatnot, but that is pretty much it, I think, for the inside of this thing. All right, this is not good. That's a lot. Okay. So, what's down here? 2 6s. We'll do it all. That works for me. Look at this hot mess. But, you know, to get level and even, it's pretty messy, but you'll never freaking see it. It's a cardboard cabinet, you know? I just grabbed this box out of my stash of boxes. This is just a side and the top flaps. Cut it in half. Now these are each going to go on top. And form a right angle. You can't see that. Okay, let's try that again. These are going to go on top and form a right angle at the corner. So I've got the exact length that I need front to back, and then this can just blend in with some plaster. So I'm going to get on that right now. I'm done with that now. I'm just gonna tape all the edges. You already saw me do that before. I'm gonna fill in the face frame down at the bottom here. And then, no, actually I'm not. I need to deal with the drawers. I'm probably gonna figure that out off camera and then just come back with the drawers like ready. put joint compound all over the side of the box. And then once I'm done with actually just applying it, it can be as sloppy as it needs to be, doesn't need to be perfect or anything. I come in with this chip brush, and I've designated this one for compound, so it just is always with my joint compound for this very purpose. And I'm just going to take that brush and I will just drag it through the compound that I just put on in random ways and strokes and weights and thicknesses and whatnot to make it look like a wood graining. I'm going for something slightly distressed here as far as like a farmhousey, and not even really farmhouse, more like coastal. So I'm going for that kind of vibe, and I'll actually flash up on the screen a couple other things that I've created that have this exact wood grain, so it goes with some stuff already in my house, and this is the easiest possible option because it can be as messy as it needs to be. It doesn't have to be perfect underneath. It doesn't matter if texture shows. None of that matters because it all just ends up looking like distressed wood grain in the end. So there you go. Anyway, I'm just going to finish this up and then I will let this dry fully overnight and come back tomorrow, and that's where I will see you after this clip. this Folk Art Home Decor Wax in transparent clear. I use a makeup brush to apply it, and then I'm just going to put it into this container. That way I don't get any blue back in the wax if it does happen to shed while I'm doing the application. I'm only going to do this wax on the inside of this top shelf. However, I don't want to do the wax on the outside yet because it hasn't fully cured out. Since I used Stain and Seal, that actually has a built-in top coat that's like baked right into the formula. So that is fully protected as it is, but when that's fully cured out in a couple of days, I'm actually going to come back and I'm going to put on 2 coats of my very favorite Modern Masters Dead Flat Varnish top coat. That way it's fully protected, and it's also scrubbable once that cures out.